Washington Post. Laura Jo, I think you stuck your hand in front of it. So we are on. Just don't go in front of the camera.
What?
You want to be seen doing this?
This is Norm MacDonald. Norm?
Say what? Wait, Norm, say one more time.
Do you want to be seen doing this?
No, and I'm not. Until I was. Can
This
we
is
start over?
live.
Can we
No,
start-
we can't. It's live. You can't start over. So I'm Jeff Edgers. I'm the national arts reporter at the Washington Post. We are backstage. This is what happens behind the scenes when an author
That's what I told you.
is signing his books. Norm,
Yes, sir.
you're Norm MacDonald.
Yes, I'm Norm MacDonald. I used to be on the TV, but now
well, you still are on TV.
I'm an author.
Norm has written this book, Norm MacDonald, based on a true story, a memoir. How would you describe this book?
It's a book that it's a book that instead of facts, I used truth.
Is that a good? Do you think people will understand that?
No,
the
they
general
might not
people?
understand that.
Yeah.
It's partly fact and partly fiction, as Chris Gustafson would say.
And what are you doing right now?
Now
it's
I'm
very
doing
mechanical.
This, yes, the thing that this is not my idea. I'm signing my name on a bunch of books. The problem is later people will want me to write something to them. You know, like you say this is Deceive, your best friend ever, stuff like that. I get a lot of that.
But you feel like this is saving a lot of time.
No, I don't. I'm just doing what I'm told, like some kind of monkey, you know, with an organ.
So Norm, this book is, there are many things we could say about this book, but it details your time on Saturday Night Live, right?
That's right. It details my time on Saturday Night Live.
It talks about your celebrity friendships.
Yes, I've friends with lots of celebrities. I make it a point to have no non-celebrity friends.
Adam Sandler, he's in there, right?
Yeah, I realize that people that aren't celebrities are worthless.
Through the writing of this book, or
Through the
just
writing
through
of
life?
this book, yeah, I started thinking about people, started thinking about my life, and I said, geez, you know, my mom and dad, what's so big about them? Nobody ever heard of them. But Sherry O'Terry, it's a different story.
So, thank you. We've been waiting for that. I hadn't asked my Sherry O'Terry question yet. I may not. So, and this book, so how much of this book,
Now, I'm
says
being helped to doing this, by the way, so people know, or who's in on this?
well, she can't, I don't think we can see her because she does not want to be on film, but it's a
Why
qualified,
witches? It's ridiculous.
how would you like to describe?
I'm
You're our host, aren't you, Katie? What's your name?
Jackie.
Sorry, Jackie. I apologize. Her name's Jackie. The reason I don't remember is she's not famous.
So this book, how much, it's based on a true story. Is there a percentage you'd say that is true?
Well, it's all true. It's all true, but you know, it's not factual. Like you know, Jeff here deals with journalism, where it's facts. So he's a man who deals in facts. But I'm not.
But the distinction is sometimes you can have something that's factually correct, but is actually untrue,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Like, for example,
Everything you write. No, yes, you know that, you know, facts can be bent to any shape and to convince anyone of anything, and truth is a whole different matter. Truth has no agenda.
so this book was written by, you had a ghostwriter, right?
Yes, a ghostwriter named Terrence Keane.
And is he here tonight?
Terrence Keane is here tonight.
Okay. And you get into all the episodes that you talk about.
I may as well, whatever.
What?
I don't want to spoil part of the book, so we won't talk about Terrence Keane anymore.
And
He'll be here tonight in spirit.
so one thing that's important is tonight we're actually going to carry this event live at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock? Yeah?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock
7 o'clock.
on Facebook.
Facebook Live, Washington Post. We're going to carry Norm's reading and question and answer session over at 6 and I, which we're just so lucky to be here. But we have a big crowd. But if you couldn't be here, you couldn't be in town, you're going to get to experience Norm live. So, anything else?
We have a question from Jason Schleicher. What is your favorite choice in cheese?
Where's Jason?
That's a Monty Python sketch. My favorite choice in cheese, I'll go out on a limb and say cheddar. Cheddar cheese. Maybe not the most popular of cheeses, but I like it.
Where are these questions coming from?
From our Washington Post audience on
Oh,
Facebook.
great.
Oh,
That's
wonderful.
exciting.
Well, they certainly
Yeah.
seem well read.
Do you have any other questions?
Is that it?
Lena
Cheese
says,
one?
what are you doing, signing books? Right?
Yes. And there's no other answer except yes for that. Unless I wasn't doing it, and then my answer would be no. Anything else?
What's your favorite OJ joke from Ryan Policinski?
Oh, my favorite OJ joke was one time they showed his, Johnny Cochran, his lawyer, put on his hat, put on OJ's hat in court, and then my joke was OJ didn't help his cause any when he jumped out and yelled, "Hey, hey, hey! Easy with that. That's my favorite stabbing hat."
That's good.
We have a
I think
question.
it's
He didn't
actually,
help his cause any.
I think it's lucky stabbing.
Lucky. Yeah, it is.
We have a question from Jace.
That's my lucky stabbing hat.
We have a question from Jace. Will you be upset if you get a statue made out of you like Gordon Lightfoot?
They made a statue of Gordon Lightfoot? Were you aware of that? Would I be upset? Well, Gordon Lightfoot, I hope they made a statue of him from when he was a young man. But I'm a huge Gordon Lightfoot fan, so no, I would be honored by that.
And Paul David Kushner asks, how is it working with Mike Tyson?
Well, I've never met Mike Tyson. We were just talking about that,
Yeah.
Jeff and I, that Mike Tyson had a funny line that he said, I don't know, Norm MacDonald, because he says, people keep coming up to me, asking me, I can't do Mike Tyson, obviously. So he said, everywhere I go, people say, hey, you work with Norm MacDonald, you work with Norm MacDonald. I never met Norm MacDonald, I don't know Norm MacDonald. I don't know Norm MacDonald from a can of paint. The only thing I know about Norm MacDonald is he's very famous. So I thought that was like Yogi Berra, I don't know Norm MacDonald, but I know he's very famous.
And Tony
But
Burkhart.
yeah, he does all his parts. This is a show called Mike Tyson Mysteries, in which I play one of his pigeons. And I do my parts from a recording studio. He does his parts from his giant mansion in Las Vegas. So, but I might go there and interview him for my podcast.
That'd be nice. That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be a fun guest. I very much like Mike Tyson. Very much
That's
like-
worth noting. You've restarted the video podcast. You did
yeah.
one with Stephen Merchant. Do you have more that are already recorded?
Yes, in the can.
In the
I have
can,
some
yeah.
In the can.
Who's on them? Can we?
Who do I have that's
Can
in
we
the
give any-
can?
Yeah, who's in the can?
A boy named Bobby Lee
Yeah.
is one of the new faces, the future of comedy. Margaret Cho. Not exactly the future of comedy, but she now hosts Fashion Police. And a delightfully funny man. I didn't know how funny he was, but he was hysterically funny. One of the best episodes we've done was with Bill Hader.
Bill Hader.
Yes, the
Yeah.
impressionist from Saturday Night Live, but much more than an impressionist.
Yeah.
Fascinating guy. He, I first met him, I was in Boston, and I was just in a hotel, and he was there with Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators of South Park. I said, what are you guys doing? Well, they were writing South Park. So I said, Bill, you write South Park? Like he was on Saturday Night Live. So it was very strange to me that he also wrote South Park. I go, so you wrote South Park first and then you just continued? He goes, no, I wrote South Park after. So he said he loved South Park so much, and the structure of it was so good. He wanted to learn structure so he could write a movie. And he went to these guys and asked if he could do it. And he also did the same thing with Pixar. He wanted to learn how to write for that kind of movie because he had an idea. So he went to Pixar. He said, I'm Bill Hader. I do Stefan on Saturday Night Live. laughs, you've seen me. And so it was really cool. He wants to learn things, so that's how he does it. For free, he goes,
It's like an apprenticeship.
yes.
Except that he's famous.
It's like, yeah, it's like auditing
Yeah.
things. Well, I remember David Geffen said, like, when he first came to Hollywood, he would have lunch with a different guy every day. And, you know, within a few months, he'd had lunch with everybody.
Hmm.
Everybody wants to have lunch.
So, do we have any more questions?
We got one last question. What's your special guest, your
I
favorite
think there
special
was
guest
one
on
last
SNL?
question.
Yeah.
Well, there might be more, but maybe for this section.
You're gonna
For this
resume.
session,
Oh,
Yeah.
what was the question?
Who was your favorite special guest on SNL? From David Wynn.
Special guest.
Yeah.
You mean like a guest host?
Yeah, guest
Like
host.
a host.
Yeah.
Like a host.
Yeah.
A guest host is like the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
With Johnny Carson. My favorite host was Bob Newhart, because Lauren would always ask who we wanted as a host. And people would say people that I didn't know, because I don't know new things. And very often, like the first episode I was ever on, the musical guest was, I still can't remember.
Nirvana?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
I just incredible memory. No, I just guessed. Because it was, your first episode was probably like 93?
Right, yes, it was
Yeah.
Nirvana.
He researched.
Yeah.
So it was Nirvana, which
Yeah.
we somehow knew. So I didn't know. Other people were like, "Oh, Nirvana," and I didn't even watch them. And then they were no more, and because Kurt Cobain was no more, and Kurt. And so my favorite. So Lauren would always ask guests. So people would always pick young, hip guys, and I would say Bob Newhart every week. Bob Newhart. Let's get Bob Newhart. So finally we got Bob Newhart. I wrote a sketch for Bob Newhart, and he used it in his. He asked me, "Can I use that in my stand-up?" He used my thing I wrote in stand-up, because Bob Newhart does like one-way conversations, and so my sketch I wrote for him was a one-way conversation that he was a postal supervisor, and he was talking to a disgruntled employee at the post office, and that was the idea of it. And he really liked it. And he did it in his act, and it was one of the high points of my life.
Was there a joke in that one? Do you remember? I mean,
Well, the joke
I know there was a joke in that one, but is there a joke you remember in that one?
Well, Bob Newhart would go like, I'm reading your report, Mr. Henshaw, and I can't help but notice that when we asked how you would describe yourself in one word, you said you said disgruntled. That's a kind of a red flag here at the post office. Now, when we asked you what the worst part of your job was, you said working beside the devil. Now, I looked at the records, and you worked beside Bill Waterston, and I've known him 30 years, and no, I'm not calling your dog a liar. I'm just saying.
What an honor, though, huh?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so thrilled.
All right, so
Having a childhood hero read my. Here's an interesting story too.
oh, I'm sorry.
Sort of.
We
Oh,
were going to
no,
go
sorry.
a little more, right?
Well, I was just going to say I met Don Adams one time, the great Don Adams, who played Maxwell Smart on Get Smart. And Don Adams told me that he was working in Chicago, and he lost all his money in a craps game. And that night, Bob Newhart, a young unknown man, Bob Newhart handed him this material to read, and he read it, and he said, "This is fantastic material, but I have no money. I can't pay you." And so that was what Don Adams told me. Then later, I told the story. I recounted the story to Bob Newhart, and he said, "That's what he told you, huh?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well," he goes, "this is what really happened. He goes, the first part was true. I showed him the material, and then three weeks later, I watched him do it on the Mike Douglas show."
That's good. I like that. All right, so obviously tonight many Don Adams stories, right? But this book is really, I'm saying this genuinely, this is a very, very, very good book. Very special book.
Oh, thank you.
And
I know you called it special, which is very nice.
well, it's wildly creative and entertaining, and it's great, you know? I mean, but I'm not a book critic. You'll have to understand that. I actually can barely read. But it's a great book. You should come and hear Norm and also pick up a book. You know, he pre-signed it for you.
Yes. And if you can't come in person, you can order the book on Amazon.com, or you can go to your local bookstore and support your local.
But you're going to sign books tonight after you're done, right?
Yes, I'm going to sign
So
books.
there'll be double signed. All
Absolutely,
right,
yeah.
thanks, and we'll see you back here.
Yeah, 7 o'clock, Washington Post.
What's your favorite
Because you
curse
can
word?
edit it or whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
what favorite curse word?
Mother.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot going on in that word.
There's a lot going on. I'm trying to. I haven't heard
What's yours?
sucker in a long time.
Oh, that's a good
I,
one.
I like that
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
It's got a lot of oomph to it.
Trying to bring that one
Trying
back.
to bring that one
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's confusing now.
Right, right. Yeah,
exactly.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what exactly.
Right.
But yeah.
But motherfucker is like, I don't. The first guy that thought of that. I mean, but I guess scientists, not scientists. I'm such an idiot.
Curse
but,
word
But
scientist.
psychiatrists say you want to your mother, and you know.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know when you hear these things, you go, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just it's just
Why is
unpleasant.
it that grosses me out? If that's true,
Yeah.
why is it that me and all my friends are completely grossed out if we want to our mothers? Plus, why are we not our mothers? Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Oh my God.
Next one.
Well, those are the motherfuckers that fucking introduced crack into my neighborhood last month.
Do you have a crack problem? Or
Well,
in the
now I
neighborhood?
do, because
Really?
those fuckers introduced crack into the neighborhood. You didn't read the book?
No, but I heard it. Was
Yeah, you heard it
pretty
from me,
good.
because I
Yeah.
read it. God damn
That was
this
a word you kept
motherfucker.
using,
I
right?
mean, no offense to him, but he's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
I fucking people, you gotta listen to Lenny Bruce. So I get an album, I can't sit through the motherfucker. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Garfield the cat, the motherfucker doesn't think I know about every fucking episode of Okay, talking earlier to you in the hall, and I said, I remember the first time you fucked up. He begins his little press conference by apologizing for Get Smart. And I said, I like this motherfucker.
She didn't know who he was.
You fucked it up! God damn it all, motherfucker!
See, you don't even have your own stories. You take other people's stories and fuck them up.
I'm fucking with you, buddy. I got you, you motherfucker. No, I think you'd be very awesome at that, and because I miss that one-on-one that Bob Costas, you know.
Yeah, me too. And you don't see it anymore. And Charlie Rose is not really that.
Oh, well, he's
not
interviewing
right.
some guy you don't know.
Right.
I don't want to see that fucking guy, some Belgian motherfucker that wrote a book.
I'm scared of letting go, go. I'm scared of letting go, go. I'm scared of letting go. I'm scared of letting go of everything in the past. I'm scared of letting.
Son of a bitch, motherfucker! Huh? You sleep with my fucking wife? You're my best fucking friend, Adam. God damn you, motherfucker! He's brilliant, Byron Allen. He had that Comics Unleashed. You ever do that? Oh, you couldn't be more leashed.
There's nothing. It's not like there's nothing unleashed about
Nothing.
it. It's not like you would have like Lenny Bruce on and like.
And he has no segue. So this is what he said to John Lovitz one time. He said, he just turned to him from, he's talking to Schimmel, and then he goes to John Lovitz. He goes, now, John, I understand you're growing older.
What's your favorite religious movie?
I loved Passion of the Christ.
Did you?
Although I will say I thought it was very anti-Semitic, because every Jew looked like fucking Lovitz. You know what I mean? They were all like, hook noses and stuff. So I could see the anti-Semitism. Remember when you had that show? Do you still have that show at the Laugh Factory?
Yeah, every Tuesday.
I
When you
enjoy
coming
that
in?
show.
Did you ever do that?
Because on Tuesday, for a long time, I would drive by the Laugh Factory and it would say, John Lovitz. So I'd go, I know what not to do on Tuesday. How do you feel about the stand-up comedy of John?
John?
Of John Lovitz.
I mean...
Like when a guy starts stand-up at 60.
And then, like, opens his own club to do it. So it's like...
Oh, yeah, that's right. He opened a club.
Have his own stage time so nobody can be like...
Have you ever played the Lovitz Club?
No.
God damn, you've avoided everything.
Every comedy landmine. Yeah, I squeaked by.
Norm has a CD. It's called Norm MacDonald. Ridiculous. It's coming out September 12th. It's a comedy CD, of course. And you got some famous people, a.k.a. friends of yours, to do some bits on there with you. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Some of my friends did it. So it was
Will
fun.
Ferrell, correct?
Yeah, the great Will Ferrell was in it. He was kind enough to do it.
Molly Shannon?
Yes, the great Molly Shannon was in it. She was kind enough. Some of this will be repetitious.
Is Tim Meadows great, or is he superb?
Tim Meadows is a real talent.
You got John Lovitz on there?
Yeah.
You ever see that guy play softball, by the way? Speaking of baseball and hats, you ever see him hit the ball?
I've seen him do stand-up. He tried starting stand-up when he was 50.
Really? What about those Subway commercials? That's kind of...
Yeah, it's great. He got a catchphrase for the first time in 18 years.
And what's the catchphrase?
Eat fresh.
Oh, eat fresh. And he gets to wear a bathrobe on TV.
Yeah.
I buy Subway sandwiches.
No, he's a really funny guy. He's hysterical.
How long?
Up here.
Yeah, no, I listened to that show, actually.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What happened the time you and Norm MacDonald played tennis? There's a story that he showed up in a leather jacket and jeans.
Yeah, I know. I know. He tells that story, and I don't know why he's so into it.
Oh, it's
But
a funny
all the
visual.
time.
It's a funny visual. Him
Well,
dressed like
it's-
that.
What he left out is that we're playing, and he I play all the time. He never plays, right? But he can get the ball, but he dinks it back, and he has no rhythm. Anyway, when someone just like floats every ball, if you're not used to it, you can't get any rhythm, and it's just hard to play. So he won, but what he left out was after every point, he'd leave the court for like a minute and brag to his assistant about how, look what just happened. Then he'd come back, 1 point, he'd leave again. So I go, Norm, do you want to play? And he just kept leaving. It was very frustrating, and so he won. So then I said to my coach, I go, how do you beat a guy like that? It's so frustrating. The ball's just, and my teacher's guy, Alex Olmedo, who's you're into sports, look him up. He was a champion college player, Wimbledon champ, beat Rod Laver, Emerson, who won Wimbledon, and he's in the Hall of Fame from Peru. Great guy. So he said, just step in and take it early. And I go, could you beat someone like that? He goes, what are you kidding? I'd kill him. So I go, all right, fine. So then we played again, and then I just, I creamed him and I beat him. So also, I wasn't trying as hard the first set because he was, he's not as good, so I'm just taking it easy. But then
And he was wearing jeans and a leather jacket.
Well, he beat you 6-0 the first time, didn't he?
6-0?
No, he wasn't wearing. I don't remember what he was wearing. He didn't beat me 6-0. He's full of crap.
That's what he told him.
So then we played again, and then I beat him quite easily. And he goes, let's play again. I said, no, I don't play you again. Because when I knew he'd want to play after I beat him, the last time we played, I beat him, and that's that.
Give us a good league of
the. He cheats, and he's not fun to play with.
Of course.
So he tells this story,
Right. Give us a good league of their own story. Lovitz! Just back off for a second.
Hey, he's being Lovitz. This is what Lovitz does.
I know.
Man.
This is what he does. Him and Norm, both of them. Give us a good league of their own story.
What did you play tennis with John Lovitz? What is that?
No, I played tennis with John Lovitz. Goes every day to the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. It's an expensive Beverly Hills hotel. I don't know what it's called. But anyways, the guy there, the coach, is Alex Olmedo, who's a Peruvian tennis player from old, and he's very good. He played, he beat Ron Laver 3 times.
Right.
And so he's 60 or whatever, but a Peruvian 60.
Does that mean he's a young 60 or
yeah,
an old 60? He's a young 60.
Yes, sexy.
Peruvian 60, I like that.
Yeah, Peruvian 60. So you could still imagine him with a lady.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like my father when he was 60, it would be hard to imagine.
Yeah.
But a Peruvian, you can imagine. You can easily imagine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because my father, he doesn't know. he'd get you a Casio watch to a lady. That would be his thing. But these guys, they're more champagne on your spine, my darling. It's a whole different thing. Anyway, so it has nothing to do with his way with the ladies, the story. But John Lovitz got lessons from him every single day at this hotel.
Yeah.
So then he told me that he was really good at tennis. So I was like, I could beat you.
You just assume you can beat John Lovitz in anything, right?
Yeah. Because I played tennis 4 times.
Yeah.
I figured that's about what it would take to beat John Lovitz. So I said, yeah, I'll play you, And he goes, you'll never beat me. I play everybody you're talking about. I go, no, I'll play anything you want. So I go to the place, and I'm in my jeans and a leather jacket. I don't have clothes for tennis. I only played 4 times. So I get there, and they give me a club and everything, and a tennis racket. And I know, clearly, I'm going to beat John Lovitz. So we start playing, and, I just keep tinking them over a little bit, the little backspin, near the net, whatever that shot's called. So Lovitz lumbers over, and he can never get to it, And so I just beat him like 6-0 in the first set. So he starts thinking I'm doing something illegal by tinking it over the net.
The backspin backhand or whatever? Yeah.
He's never seen this. He thinks you're supposed to hit it to him.
Oh.
So he starts complaining because he's like, I play Alex and I can beat him. He's talking about beating Alex Almeida, the pro, the tennis
60-year-old Peruvian. Yeah.
He thinks. So I said, well, he goes, I beat him. I play him every day. And I go, well, Lovitz, this, a tennis pro is one of their big skills is they hit the ball so it will land on your racket.
Right.
So wherever you're standing, the ball is right there.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's not true. Then he was convinced that I could beat Alex Almeida. He said, you've never seen anything like this, Alex. He tinks it over the net. So this is Lovitz. So then I played it. Then he wanted to really win, and he kept playing me. And I said, oh, God. So one day I was like, he was getting so angry and everything, so I let him win 1 game.
Yeah.
And then he quit. He retired.
On top.
Yeah, calling himself the champ.
Like John Elway.
Yeah, exactly. He won 1 game. He goes, doesn't matter. It's whoever won last. That's what they do in boxing. And I was saying, well, boxing, they do have to defend them, but whatever.
That's funny.
You say there's no way we could go back, and that I've broken what we had. Oh, I wish that you would come around. No.
One time we were doing a show in Biloxi, Mississippi, and I'm not like him at all. Except if you say to me like, you can't say that or talk about a certain thing or don't say that, I'm like, well, now I have to. It's just kind of your instinct as a comic to buck people,
Yes.
Right?
Like,
don't do that. It really bothers me. And then you're kind of a jerk and they're like, oh, you mean like this? So we were doing a show and I opened for him I did about I guess 15 minutes or 20. Then he headlined, but it was for a what do you call it? When they comp the audience, you know what I mean? For big gamblers, I forget the word.
Yeah.
So there wasn't people paying tickets, but anyway, they did it. We did it. So he's doing the show, and he's very funny, but he's dirty. So all of a sudden, someone yells out, "Well, we don't like that kind of talk." So there's about 400 people there, and he goes, "Well, how many of you don't like that kind of talk?" And it was like practically the whole room. He goes, well, how many of you don't mind? And it was like 20 people. So he goes, or 10 people. He goes, well, I'd hate to disappoint those 10 people because the rest of you don't like it. And then he just got dirtier. And I'm just like crying, laughing, Because the audience wasn't even laughing, but he just, and that was... that was a typical him. You take a big risk when you do that. I mean, he did that at the casino. We were banned I couldn't work there for 5 years.
Really? Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
He got banned from that casino in Biloxi, Mississippi? For 5 years?
And he was gambling, and he got caught counting cards.
Oh, there's that too.
Well, I mean,
So the combo.
Wait, are you gonna have Thanksgiving though? Thanksgiving's coming up.
Oh yeah, Thanksgiving. We're gonna have a lot of time. We're gonna go see my uncle. I saw my uncle the other day. Oh, my uncle, he's having troubles. Conor.
Why is he having trouble?
You know my uncle Basil?
I don't know him.
No, but I've talked to him before.
Yeah, you've mentioned him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's having troubles. His memory's not too good. You know, and it's not. Thank God, it's not Alzheimer's or anything like that. But when a guy gets old, he starts forgetting. His memory starts. He doesn't, remember.
Right.
So I went to him. I went and talked to him. And I said to him, because I heard he got this new medicine for his memory at the doctor's.
Yeah.
So I said to him, I said, Uncle Basil, I said, how's that memory stuff working out, the medicine? He says, it's going good. I said, what's it called, that medicine, memory medicine?
That memory medicine, yeah.
I said, what's it called? What's the name of it? He goes, oh, the name of it. What is it now? Again, I can't remember now. He says, what's the name of that flower you give to people? And I said, I don't know. What, a tulip? And he said, no, not a tulip. He said, it's what is it now? It's a kind of a flower people wear. I said, is it a carnation? I don't know, Uncle Basil. He says, no, what the hell is it called? It's red. I said, I don't know, a rose? He said, yes. He said, Rose, what's the name of that medicine that the doctor gave me?
You rapscallion. Now listen, we want to talk about your uncle, because every time you come on the show, you have a story about your uncle who lives up in Canada.
Oh, yeah, he's a Frenchman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you always have like a little story about him.
Jean-Luc. Oh, yeah, he's a crazy character, that dude. He originally visited New York City. Hello?
I'm just having a drink. I can listen to you and have a drink. It's not like I went like this. Hold it. Ooh. Ah, liquid. Huh? I'm still here. Let's see if I got this right. You've got an uncle, lives up in Canada, named Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc.
Occasionally he visits. Once time he visited New York.
So I'm living in New York, And Jean-Luc, I'm excited. Jean-Luc's going to come by, my crazy Frenchman uncle. So he gets in the cab, right?
When he gets to the airport.
Yeah, he gets to the airport, the cab driver picks him up, and the cab driver says to him, hey, Frenchman, he says, do you like riddles, So my uncle Jean-Luc, he's like, yes, I love the riddles. That's how he talks. He goes, I like nothing better than a riddle. So the cabbie's like, all right, here's one, right? So he says, here's the riddle. His brothers and sisters, I have none, but this man's father is my father's son. So my uncle goes, I don't know. Right? So the cabbie goes, it's me. It's me.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
Oh, he thinks about it. Oh, by God, he says, that's a good riddle there. He says, I have to tell my wife, Mary Claire, when I get back to Gaspé. That's where he lives, Gaspé.
Right.
So he's like, take me back to the airport. And the cabbie's like, what? Right? The cabbie's like, I thought you wanted to go visit Norm then. No. I go back to the airport. All right, I have to tell Mary Claire. Seems odd, right? Gets back on the plane, flies all the way back home there to Gaspé. And he gets back, right? Runs in the door. Mary Claire, it's vous. Where are you, Mary Claire? Come on down here. I have a riddle for you. She goes, oh, Jean-Luc, I love the riddle. She's a woman, high voice.
Michael Jackson was visiting. Yeah, all right.
So, you're going to love this riddle. How was New York? Forget about that. I got the riddle. Brothers and sisters, I have none. But this man's father is my father's son. She goes, I don't know. Who is it? Some cab driver back in New York.
You didn't mean to do that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Be honest, you didn't mean to do that.
I didn't at all. I just got to the end. That guy, man, I always tell my uncle, you shouldn't curse so much.
Oh, man. All right. We're gonna pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
So you got a week off.
Yeah, I got a week off coming up. After this show, I got a week off, so it's going to be great.
Do you see your family much? Do you?
Every break, I like to go back and see my folks, you know, and also my uncles and aunts and all that, you know. They're great people. The old people, you know, what I find about the old people is...
Just in general.
In general, they had so much more interesting lives than we do, you know. Like, you know what I mean? Like we, you know, we go out, our generation, we go, okay, hey, let's go to a movie, and then we'll do the laundry and get some quarters for the laundry, and then we'll have read the Sports Illustrated, you know, and whatever, right?
Right.
But these guys, they had lives, you know? Where they, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah. So anyways, for instance, my Uncle Phil. You ever meet my Uncle Phil?
I didn't meet your Uncle Phil, no.
Oh, you didn't? He was...
Yeah, we don't know each other that well. Remember?
That's true.
No,
So,
I've not met your Uncle Phil.
He's a good man, Uncle Phil. So he was telling me, you know, he's just one of these guys that has so many lives pushed into one. He just does so many things, you know? And he was telling me, he says, he's a kind of a jack of all trades, you'd call him.
Yeah. That's a good phrase.
Yeah, he's a jack of all trades. So he was telling me, he said, the problem is you're not really appreciated for any single thing because you're so good at so many things. You understand what I mean?
I hear you.
Yeah. So he said to me one time, he says, Norm, he says, we were just walking through his town, you know, of Monkland, Maine he lives in. And we were just walking through the town. He's an old fella, you know?
Right, one of the old people.
Yeah, he's 80.
Yeah, 80, okay.
80 years young, he says. So he goes, Norm, you see that barn over there, he says to me. I look over, there's a barn. I go, yeah. He goes, I built that barn with my own hands, all by myself. But he goes, do they call me, do they say, there's Phil, the barn builder? No, sir, he says. I said, yeah. He goes, look over there, you see that weather balloon? He says, you don't know this about me, Norm. He says, I was one of the first men ever to fly in a weather balloon.
Wow.
He says, but do they say, hey, there goes Phil, the weather balloon pioneer? No. He says, look over there, there's a bakery that I started. You know, that dirty bastard Bob has it now, but I'm the guy that started that bakery. And I go, all right, easy. And he goes, I started that bakery and I was the best baker, but does anybody go, oh, there goes Phil, the great baker? No, he says, but he says, let me tell you something, Norm. He says, you have sex with one goat. And... He says, people then, they say, there goes Bill, the dirty goat.
Get rid of that. We don't need that microphone anymore, do we? Wow, well, I do want to meet this man someday. He sounds fascinating.
I need your love. You free my mind. I need your love.
Let me ask you quickly, we haven't talked to you in so long, I want to ask you about your family.
My great family. I love them all.
How's your, we used to talk in the old days, you and I used to spin some yarns about Uncle Hector. How's Uncle Hector?
Oh, Uncle Hector. Uncle Hector.
He's Polish too, I'm guessing.
No, he wasn't Polish.
Oh, okay.
No, he was from my cousin's side of the family. And he was a great man, my uncle, you know. Right. He was an old fella. He actually rode the rails during the Depression.
Oh.
You know, he was a hobo.
Hobo.
As you might call him. I don't like that term, but whatever.
Tramp or whatever,
Yeah,
what have you.
Railroad bum. And, but he wasn't a bum. He was just out. He was a good, honest man during the Depression searching for work, you know. And, you know, he had no money, so he'd travel the country trying to find work, and he actually rode the rails, Uncle Hector. And he told me, it was an interesting story, he'd go through, this was in Canada, and there's a town called Kitchener in Canada, and the railroad cops were tough, boy. They were tougher than real cops, you know. They had a law of their own, the railroad cops.
I feel like I should be tucked into bed listening to you. Anyway, a law of their own, those railroad cops.
But there was not a railroad cop tougher than Kitchener Leslie. Oh, boy. He was well known. He was well known for beating hobos to death.
Really? He found a hobo on his train, he beat him to death.
He beat him to death. And so what the railroad bums would all do is, as Kitchener approached, of course, hey Norm, how you doing? So,
Wow, such focus on these stories.
that wasn't a mirror, that was another guy.
Okay, oh, there's a guy named Norm.
Yeah. So the railroad bums would all hop off before they got to Kitchener to avoid being beaten to death by Kitchener Leslie.
Yeah.
Anyways, my Uncle Hector, a good man, you know, and he walked into a mine one day. This is a story for that they think the young people could learn from.
Don't go mine hopping, kids.
During the height of the Depression, where there was absolutely no work, my Uncle Hector walked into I won't say the name of the mining company. It was McIntyre Mine, and he walked in. He had his lunchbox with him and his work boots, and he said, "Sir," he said, "I want a job." And they said, "We have no jobs." He said, "Well, 500 people work here at McIntyre Mine." He goes, "I don't think there are 500 men here better than I." He says, "As a matter of fact, I don't think there are 200 men better than I." He says, I think you'd be strapped to find 100 men better than I." And by golly, he got the job. What do you think of that?
That's a great story.
Now,
I'm sensing there's more. Now back to Kitchener Leslie.
Yeah.
The most dreaded.
No. Uncle Hector.
What?
No,
I'm sorry, I'm trying to help you out.
No, Uncle Hector.
Dad, where's this story going?
Uncle Hector worked in a mine, and it's a hellish job, the mine, as you well know. Darkness, you know.
It's dank. It's
dank.
Yeah.
It's coaly. It's a lot of
what?
Well, you're in a coal mine.
It's not coaly. It's coal-ridden.
It's
coal-infested. It's not coaly.
It's coal-infested. So he worked in the mine, and by God, he worked hard. And after a week of working hard, he said to the shift manager, he said, He said, "By golly, I'd like to have a lady. I work hard, and where would I find a lady here in town?" Well, they said to Uncle Hector, they says, we have sex with animals here. By God, says Uncle Hector, I'm not going to do that. I'm a normal fellow. Well, then be to your own devices then. So,
be to your own devices?
Yeah.
Wow.
Uncle Hector continued working in the mine. He worked hard, and he worked long, and he worked for a low wage. But he was a man. And Uncle Hector, after a couple of weeks passed, he started to get a little itch, you know, as you and I say.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, when we're thinking about the
ladies,
yeah.
And but he kept it under control. He went again, and he said, "Are you sure there's no ladies here?" "No, we have sex with animals." Ah, my God. 6 months passed, and Uncle Hector couldn't take it any longer, he told me.
Right.
He said, "By God, I just had to, I'm just a man, I'm weak, you know, I'm not a saint, you know, and I was born in sin, I suppose, and I couldn't resist. I just needed it." So he said he walked by a pasture, and there was a pig.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. And so Uncle Hector said, well, he said, I walked up and I began having sex with a pig. And he said, all of a sudden, he saw all the miners like around him, you know, looking at him. They go, "Uncle Hector, what the hell are you doing over there?" And Uncle Hector's like indignant. He's like, "What? Well, you're the guys that told me that you have sex with animals." They're like, "Uncle Hector, you damn fool. That's Kitchener Leslie's girlfriend." Of all the
animals to have sex with.
You don't want to have sex
with not with Kitchener Leslie's pig. No, that's terrible.
Not Kitchener Leslie's pig. Kitchener Leslie's lady.
Oh, yeah.
Dad would always tell this joke, and it was about a little boy called Dirty Johnny. You know, and he'd be in class. You ever heard Dirty Johnny?
The Dirty Johnny jokes, yes.
Heard the whole series.
In this in this joke, he's not dirty. But anyways, the teacher has a thing, and the teacher says, "Today in class, we are going to have a little experiment. You're going to tell a story from your real life, and then afterwards, you are going to tell the moral of that story." You know? So Sheila puts up her hand, and the teacher says, Sheila, what's your story? So Sheila says, well, my dad works at the hatchery, and he took some eggs, and he put them all in a basket. All the eggs he put in one basket. And then he put them in the horse and buggy, and off we went to town, and the earth was uneven, and the eggs broke. And the teacher goes, well, that's an all right story, but I can't understand what the moral would be to that story. So Sheila says, well, the moral is, don't put all of your eggs into one basket. So the teacher says, well, by God, this is exactly what I'm looking for and what I was hoping for with this experiment.
Yeah.
And anybody else have one? So Marjorie puts up her hand. Okay, Marjorie, what's your story? Well, my father works for the hatchery. Most of us.
Most people in that town worked in the hatchery.
Worked at the hatchery.
Thank God for the hatchery, she says. Or where would we be? So she says, my father, he sells chickens. And he knows that eggs become chickens. See what I mean? So he had to count his chickens so he could go and sell them in town. So he had 9 chickens and 5 eggs. So instead of saying he had 9 chickens, he added the 5 eggs. You see, he counted them as chickens. So he said, I have 14 chickens. So he took them, Sheila says, and put them in the horse and buggy, and off they went to town, but the land was uneven. The chickens sure survived easily. They frolicked. The eggs broke. Well, the teacher says again, that's a story, you know. But what on earth could the moral of that story be? Well, Sheila says, if that's her name, I forgot. She says, don't count your chickens before they hatch out of the eggs.
Right.
Teacher says you could probably shorten it a little. So, but that's great. And that's exactly what we're looking for. And then she looks at the back of the class, and by God, there's the upraised hands, as you say, fucking dirty Johnny.
Fucking dirty Johnny. He's going to ruin the lesson.
So the teacher, inside of her head, her thoughts are moving around, and she's like, God, I don't want to hear dirty Johnny say it. This is going so well, but at the same time, I took a vow and I became a teacher that every student. All right, Johnny, let's hear your story. So dirty Johnny gets up and he says, this is a story about my Uncle Terry. He didn't work for the hatchery. He didn't even like people that did. He was in Vietnam. And he lives on the disability checks he got. Uncle Terry was not a popular man, not even among those he worked with. And I suppose we've all heard of people who've deserted from their battalion. But I don't know if you've ever heard of a battalion deserting a man. That's what they did with Uncle Terry. One day, Uncle Terry awoke in the middle of Da Nang, and everybody was gone. He was alone, and they'd left him 3 bottles of Jack Daniels and some weaponry. So, Uncle Terry got up, says Dirty Johnny, and he downed the bottle of Jack Daniels in 2 slugs, and he threw it down and smashed it into the jungle. And then he walked, picked up the 2 Kalashnikovs and 3 or 4 Glocks and a couple of hand grenades, and off he walked into the unknown, the jungle, his fate. Came upon a village, and from the village came people. Now, were they Charlie, or were they the people that Terry was sent to protect from Charlie? Uncle Terry didn't know. But he knew he had to do something, so he took another swig from the bottle, and he let loose. Took that Kalashnikov, and he let it sway like a farmer would a scythe. And the bullets came, and you know, just as hay would fall before a farmer, so the people fell before Uncle Terry. The men, the women, and by God, even the children. And finally, Uncle Terry stood alone in the mud and the blood and the guts and only at himself. He took a long swig, and his hand brushed against his pants, and he felt wetness, and then he felt shame because he realized he had urinated himself in fear. And then, upon closer inspection, he realized it was not urine. It's ejaculate. And his shame was replaced by pride. And the teacher goes, holy fucking shit, what the fuck? Fucking kind of fucking story is that? Like, we just heard the hatchery and shit, and now this? She goes, Uncle Terry, well, Dirty Johnny, what on earth could be the moral to such a story? So Johnny thinks about it for a couple of minutes, and he goes, well, I don't know, I guess. Well, I know one thing. You don't fuck with Terry when he's had some drink in him. And he's uncorked the jug. You stay away from Uncle Terry. And he doesn't like anybody that works at the hatchery either. You remember that. You tell your parents that.
Wow.
And on the American side, writer, critic, and broadcaster Joe Queenan. And from Saturday Night Live, Mr. Norm MacDonald is with us. So let's get on with the headlines here. We've met everybody. Lowry, let me bring this up to you. Definitely the biggest piece of news in the world this week is this headline right here. Take a look. Yes, she's Madonna now. It's about Madonna having a baby, yes. Which to me, with all the sex she's had, law of averages, I would think. So why do people care about this?
The amazing thing, of course, is that she actually had the baby herself. Surely a woman with that degree of wealth would pay somebody else to look fat for 9 months. I mean, she's had to hide away, hasn't she, for her entire pregnancy, because, you know, most women, their ankles swell a little. This woman's neck swelled. I mean, you know, she looked horrendous. According to there's been much talk, obviously, about the naming of the baby, Lourdes, and the Vatican are not terribly happy about that.
Did the Vatican actually have a response? Did the Pope come out and go, she did what?
I think she should be congratulated on. Madonna should be congratulated on choosing this name, because here's a woman who's spent her entire life, basically, throwing open the door to her boudoir to any sexual pilgrim who happens to be passing. And so she calls her daughter.
You know what? For all the talk of that, I don't know one guy who's done her. You know? For all the talk of, oh, Madonna has everybody, me and my friends are sitting around going, hey.
But the sad fact is...
Where's our turn at the deli counter?
The sad fact is the one guy who has done her, as he so sublimely put it, he's been told that she's not interested in him anymore. So this guy has got to live with the fact that he's given birth to perhaps the most famous baby in the current times, you know, in the past few years.
Our savior.
Well, precisely. Everybody knows that.
That's what happens to every man after his wife has a baby. This is no exception.
I think we've taken a turn for the bitter.
Well, I think most women, after they've had babies, are less interested in their husbands for a while because they're tired, you know, they're worn out.
Well, plus they've had like a 6-pound thing go through the birth canal.
All right, well, let's move on, shall we? Before this really degrades. Joe, this seems to make perfect sense. Here's the next headline. Handguns outlawed. Now, this is in Britain. They've outlawed handguns. Why can't we ban guns in this country? What's our problem?
Guns are part of folklore, you know.
Folklore?
Yeah, I mean, people have always thought, you know, the founding of the West and everything, and all the lunatics in America really believe that if you have a gun, you can defend yourself against the government if the government comes. So I don't think...
But hoop skirts are a part of folklore, and we don't wear those anymore.
You make a good point.
Norm, would you ban guns if you
No,
ever
not in a million years. I got a gun. I own a gun.
All right.
That's a bit worrying, don't you think?
Well, guns,
This
you
guy
gotta
has a
have
gun.
guns on account of, what if another character has a gun, you don't have a gun?
Now, that's an interesting point.
Guns really are horrible, and they should be banned in all countries. You shouldn't have one.
Oh, I would love it if I was the only guy to have one, to tell you the truth.
Looks like Norm would be getting a lot of free lunches with that one.
You see, it's called the right to bear arms, isn't it? Isn't that supposedly
We have a constitutional
the
right, yes.
constitutional precept? Oh, the right to bear arms, but actually, it's the right to kill people. I mean, it's so simple. That's what a gun does.
I think you're just bitter
It
because
kills
our right
people.
that we had got us our country. I mean, let's face facts. If we didn't have guns 220 years ago, you guys would still be taxing the tea. But we had a couple of, we had a couple of rifles. We marched down. You guys wanted to walk in single file. I don't know why you did that, but you did. And
If we hadn't taught you how to use the guns in the first place, then you wouldn't have been able to.
Oh, yeah, like Geronimo didn't teach us how to shoot straighter than Lord Cornwallis. All right. Felix, we got some more headlines going here. Have you had one of these in England? Million Man March in England. Are there a million black guys in England to have a march? Or do they have like 100,000?
I think actually there's about 5 of us.
Oh, my God.
Things are pretty depleted right now, what with me being over here. The way it was perceived, certainly by the majority of people in Britain, was actually a little bit distorted, because I think there was this notion that it was some kind of anti-Semitic initiative, and that Farrakhan is viewed in that way. Now, I don't know enough about what he's been saying recently.
No, I think he loves Jews. I've seen him.
Well, yeah,
in fact, the other day he had a bagel with a schmear. The guy loves the Jews.
Now, I think it's stupid for minority groups, Jews and blacks, to like not get on, because hey, we all know about persecution.
I stayed indoors that day. You know, I just try to stay out of the way when these seminal events occur that can't do me any good. See, I'm Irish-American, and the great thing about being Irish is that you can claim to be a minority, but you still control the police department. So you don't have to worry about anything.
Let's go. Finally, Norm, this looks like the election has finally got exciting as Bob Dole got dirty. Gloves are off. What took Bob Dole so long to get nasty in the campaign?
It took him a long time to get his gloves off because of his one arm that doesn't... So he's like, oh, can you help me with my glove? Coming off here. Very well.
I feel shame and yet delight.
That man lost that arm at the Battle of Anzio fighting the Nazis, and you make fun of him like that.
No, I love Dole. I'll vote for Dole. He's the best man, you know.
Norm, I hate to say this, and I know this to bring this up, but I don't think Canadians can vote in our elections. We appreciate your support and your enthusiasm.
I'll tell you, I can't vote in the election, but I can pay the huge taxes to Clinton.
Yeah, it's a beautiful country. All right. Do you believe Dole has gotten nasty too late? Have you seen Dole get nasty?
This man is not capable of getting nasty. From the perspective of all the way across the Atlantic, you know, he just appears to be this doddery old guy who falls off the edge of stages occasionally. And that is largely what we're seeing.
Well, you see, Dole has got a bad image problem in Britain, really, because Dole means unemployment benefit in Britain.
Yes.
So it's like, hey, I'm going to really sort the economy out. My name's Mr. Unemployment Benefit. You know? Doesn't compute.
I think Dole didn't go on the attack as much as he could have, because there's scandal after scandal after scandal with this Clinton character, you know. Yeah. And I was reading one this morning. They said Clinton, apparently back when he was governor of Arkansas, you know, back then, he got real drunk one night and apparently had sex with Hillary.
Well, let's see what all this negative stuff is about. They say Dole has gone negative, and in Britain, apparently, a picture of Tony Blair with red eyes caused a major controversy. But in America, viewers have been exposed to $450 million worth of political ads, 90% of which are negative. So are we just mean people? You know, why are we being shown these things? Let's take a look at some.
Dole voted to raise payroll taxes, Social Security taxes, the 90 income tax increase, $900 billion in higher taxes. And look closely at his risky tax scheme. He'd actually raised taxes on 9 million working families. Bob Dole, 35 years in Washington, 35 years of higher taxes.
We send them off to school, and we worry. Teenage drug use has doubled since 1992. And Bill Clinton, he cut the White House drug office 83%. His own Surgeon General even considered legalizing drugs. And in front of our children on MTV, the president himself.
If you had it to do over again, would you inhale? Sure, if I could. I tried before.
Bill Clinton, he just doesn't get it. But we do.
They say American people hate negative advertising, but yet it's shown to work. So what's the...
I can't believe people think that that's particularly negative.
That's not negative.
When Andrew Jackson was president in the 1830s, they said that he was a bigamist. They said that he'd murdered a minister. That he went to his deathbed convinced that the critics had killed his wife because of these accusations. We don't have anything like this. Grover Cleveland was accused of having an illegitimate child, which he had. Warren Harding was accused of having a mistress. You know, there were all kinds of accusations, which he had. But there were all kinds of like horrible accusations about guys, and then they've got this kind of stuff, which is where, you know, Bill Clinton once said that he almost inhaled marijuana. I mean, I don't. This whole story.
You think we've actually gotten kinder, that we're not nearly as negative as we used to be?
I just think these commercials just like suck. And that's the issue, is that the commercials just suck.
So would you like to see what, like singing raisins for the government commercials? What do you need?
I'd like to see really nasty. I'd like to see ads where they said, Clinton, you know, this is the motel, this is the desk clerk. He paid $27.95. Here's the receipt. Here are the sheets. You know, that'd be negative. You know.
Do they do negative now? This. What was it, Tony Blair? What was it?
Yeah. These were ridiculous. All they did is they sort of cut out, he got a picture of him, cut out his eyes, and then put little, somebody else's eyes, they're coloured red, upside down. I mean, you know, it was a joke. What I would like to see is a bit more...
But there was an outcry, am I right? There was an outcry against negative advertising. So will negative advertising never come Britain's way?
We already have negative advertising, but obviously it is more muted. But simply that's because there isn't the money in Britain to engage in the vast amounts of advertising that you have here. But we also happen to have much better advertising for other products. Our ads are far better than yours. I mean,
but our products are far better than yours. No. You know, like we've got cars.
It's got a point. What would you rather have? A song about a car or a car?
Wait.
You know? I think we've really been able to foster some understanding here. I expect to fire on Yorktown any minute now.
I think
you're whinging again.
The thing that's happening that we are sort of catching from America, which is rather worrying, is that we're starting to do these fake documentary type ads for politicians, and they're all very, the violins are playing, and that, I think, is about the worst kind of political advertising, because you basically you want to throw up as soon as you see it.
What would you rather see for your party political broadcast? Would you rather see a guy come on and go, we don't know what we're doing?
I like that ad where they go, hey, check out this guy's eyes. Look at them.
Yeah, but you see, I think, if you're in an environment, which is the case in Britain, where political analysis or acute questioning of politicians takes place a lot by journalists, where, for example, even the Prime Minister can go into a television studio and be really grilled seriously about what he's done. And sometimes to the point where it happened a couple of weeks ago, a politician was so badly grilled by a journalist that he rang up the BBC saying, what the bloody hell is going on? How dare they speak to me in this way? If you've got that kind of rigorous political examination of what's going on, the advertisements become irrelevant.
We don't have intelligent journalists like that. We have people named Koki. You know, we have, like, the President of the United States comes in and gets interviewed by somebody named Koki. And Koki asks really hard questions. Then, you know, no politician in America would submit to intense grilling because we don't have any journalists who do that. We have,
you don't think Sam Donaldson is a relatively intense journalist as far as politicians are concerned?
Not by English standards, no. Those guys are really tough. Everybody over here is a cream puff compared to them.
Right.
They are.
While Americans are pessimistic about politicians improving their lives, they're very optimistic about books, audio tapes, and videos improving their lives. Yes, the self-help movement is alive and well, with many Americans believing, I could do anything if I only knew what it was. We asked Lori Pike to go and talk to some losers who buy this kind of thing.
How do you create an extraordinary quality of life today?
All right, let's see what we got here. Handbook of coping, that'll be useful. Panic no more. Nasty people, how to stop being hurt by them without becoming one of them. I'll try. Don't blame mother. Listen up, girlfriend. Lessons on life from the Queen of Advice. I am right, you are wrong. Definitely take that one. The Anger Workbook. I'll start with lesson 1. With all these books, are we really coping with our problems, though, or are we just thinking up new ones?
Well, I have a collection at home myself, and that seems to be the only kind of reading I do these days. My feeling is so strongly that while you have oxygen in you, that the whole point of being on planet Earth, why we all really burn to get here and to incarnate into these families that are so troublesome, is to work things out.
I bought the book because I feel like there's something in my life that has been holding me back success-wise in my career. I'm an actor, and it's helping a lot, actually. I just finished shooting a film, and I just booked a commercial just now.
People collectively again are saying, you know what, I am entitled to a healthier, more fulfilling life. I am entitled to love. I want to have a career. I mean, look at this section here on ethical business and right livelihood. I am entitled to love my work. I am entitled to have friends that I adore.
Did you think and grow rich after you read Think and Grow Rich?
Absolutely.
You did?
Absolutely. I created my company 4 years ago, right after I read Think and Grow Rich. So I bought a self-help book to help myself. It works.
Personally, when I see people reading self-help books, I'm always a bit suspicious of them, especially the ones that say get rich quick and how to, like, enter your inner self in 5 minutes.
Earth is an anagram for heart, E-A-R-T-H, and heart being H-E-A-R-T. Everyone on Earth is working on their heart chakra center. What is the #1 killer? Heart disease.
I'd like to see more of self-help.
I'd like to see more security in the bookstores. That's what I'd like to say.
I really think that 30% of the people in any society are jerks. And you just want to try to keep that potential down, that number down. 30% of the people...
30%.
Obviously, Nazi Germany had a higher percentage.
Right.
But 30% of the people in any society are jerks. And as long as it doesn't go above 30%, that's okay. So people reading these books are jerks. So don't worry about it. If it gets up to like 50, 60%...
So these books are not helpful. They're not making us
So
happy.
they don't have any effect on really cool people like us who have our lives totally together.
So that means like one of us is probably a jerk.
Although these books are starting to sell in Britain now, the one about women are from Venus, men are from Mars is doing very well.
Which, by the way, is not true.
These self-help books are very, very American, because if you read our advice, most of our agony aunts, they're very sort of like... dump him, he was obviously no good for you, and go and find yourself another man. Whereas if you read these books, it's all like, well, what happened in your childhood, and what kind of personality you're in? You know, this is all useless information.
Nobody wants to take responsibility, you know? It's always like, hey, my dad, anally raped me or something, you know? And, I mean, who of us haven't been anally raped by their fathers? I mean, really.
Yeah, you should get over it, shouldn't you?
American self-help books are all about getting rich, and because English people have such lower expectations, like you don't have books like How to Get Rich in a Year, it's like How to Get 5 quid ahead by Thursday, you know, How to Win 7 pounds in the lottery.
It's actually...
How to save 40 pence on that next sandwich.
You see, actually, in Britain, the notion of self-help, it's not like, hey, all this stuff about finding your inner self and all that. It's things like, hey, you know, I really want to learn to make really good mayonnaise or something, or
it's pragmatic. You're saying you're pragmatic.
Or grow nice turnips, or great big cucumbers. You know, something that's useful. You see, there's a whole notion that. Well,
do you think it's the context of the society in that we've had it so easy here in America that we've had a chance to become this self-involved, whereas let's say, for instance, Britain or, for instance, Japan, where they had an atomic bomb dropped on their heads. If you have an atomic bomb dropped on your head, it's hard after that to go, well, I'm afraid to love. You know.
I was surprised to see on the film there that there were men buying these books, because certainly in Britain you'd never get a guy buying any of those books.
In England, you're encouraged to be emotional about very little, or to express emotions about very little. One of the things you can be emotional about is sport, occasionally, football particularly, or animals. You know, you can get excited or emotionally in touch with that.
Right.
Perhaps I said the wrong thing when I said excited with animals. I didn't mean that. But you can get emotional about them. I mean, like, you could be talking to yourself in the street and, like, going to the toilet in your trousers and, you know, kind of totally insane. And everyone goes, oh, well, yeah, High Court judge, you know, fine, you know. But if you're sort of even mildly thinking about going to therapy, oh, well, you're a nutter. You're a complete nutter. So there's a strange imbalance. It's almost like a prejudice against it.
Because self-help, in essence, you wouldn't need a book, would you?
I'll tell you a good self-help book.
Yeah?
Holy Bible.
Worked for me.
Norm, I know you. I know you've never seen the Bible.
I've seen the Bible in those hotel rooms. You can
See, that's an interesting point, though. If you're not in therapy and you're not taking drugs, where are you going to go to ease your pain? Perhaps the church. Unlike in Britain, religion in America, big business and growing. So if you need a few tips, here's how the church is aggressively wooing new customers.
World Reach. It's about preaching the gospel. It's about producing television specials. It's about providing hope through Operation Blessing. But mostly, World Reach is about Jesus.
Father, in the precious holy name of Jesus, we pray right now that your power will come into the lives of people who are watching this program.
All it takes is just 65 cents a day, $20 a month, because Jesus is the answer.
Touch their bodies, heal them in Jesus' name. Restore that skin to normal.
In the name of Jesus, receive an answer to your prayer. Terry, do you have something?
You've suffered for a long time from a ringing in your ears that's very annoying, and God is releasing that for you right now.
Seeing what appeared to be a golden opportunity to share the gospel with a fairly captive audience, Pastor Perry Harrison started using the church's loudspeaker to expose the students to Christian music.
The Lord right now is setting you free from that terrible pressure in your head.
In America, we're spoiled. And we have everything in abundance. But here, they don't have anything. And the most we can give them is hope in Jesus.
Now, if you prayed with me, it's the most important prayer you ever prayed. I want you to do something about it. I want you to call us, tell us you prayed. For those who contribute, we have something called Jesus is the Answer. And we also believe in the Great Pumpkin and the Tooth Fairy.
Well. Norm.
Yeah.
In the United States, religion, big boom in business now. Are we just a pure and moral people? Is that the situation here in America?
I don't know. You know, like you always hear of people saying they're Christians,
yeah,
and then they don't read the Bible. It's insane.
Well, they say 90% of people have a Bible.
Have a Bible, but you figure you read it. You know, like I mean, they get the Bible, and it's supposed to be the Word of God. And they go, yeah, I'm going to get to that. I'm reading this Grisham thing first, and then I'll get to the God thing after, you know. God, he wrote a book, too.
Is religion in decline in Britain? Is it, because here it's obviously booming.
I can't tell you how stunned I am by the fact that you even have that on your TV.
What do you mean? Jesus is a competitive business in this country. You got to have a band and a good choir or people don't show. It's not enough to, you know, cure pleurisy. You got to have good music in there. Is it just... Go on. Go on.
You see, this is English. You see, no, go ahead.
It's so polite, I'm moving on.
I'll tell you what I think about religion in this country.
Please, Joe.
I'm gonna
settle it.
This is the only thing that embarrasses me about America. I think America is just so great. So when like French people say, but you have guns and you kill people, figure, well, who cares? So what? We didn't collaborate with the Nazis. And, you know, so you've got all these things that you know, people would criticize America for, you know, violent movies, things like that. And I think that they're just fine. But the religion thing really is embarrassing because, you know, you see this guy, this Huckleberry here, this Pat Robertson, and the guy ran for president. I mean, he's an idiot. He's a buffoon. He's a village idiot. And he's on television television every night. He's got his own cable channel. So, you know, it is embarrassing. But the most interesting thing about religion in America is that nobody who goes around America really thinks Americans are religious people. You know, like spiritual people.
Wasn't there a guy called Jerry Falwell or something here who
There's still a guy called Jerry Falwell.
Yeah, who was going on about he saw 70-foot Jesuses or something? Is that what he said?
Good drugs in Virginia.
I mean, and people were saying, oh yeah, you know, you saw a 70-foot Jesus. Yeah, I'll buy some.
But in all fairness, you got to figure Jesus is a pretty tall guy.
But what sort of car would he drive? Do you think he would have a limo?
That's a good point.
But in other
70
countries,
feet's not that big.
In other countries, once a virgin or a saint appears, then they set up a temple, they set up some kind of grotto, you have big lines, you have people lined up waiting to get in. I was in Lourdes a couple years ago, and there were 16 guys in Cleveland Indians shirts waiting to be cured. I figure you guys are going to wait a long time, because the virgin's, you know, she's backed up. She's still got, you know, she's got the San Diego Padres guys to take care of first. But in America, that would never happen. Someone would say the Blessed Virgin Mary appeared in a you know, she appeared at an internet site maybe, and people might believe that. But if somebody said she appeared here in a forest, you wouldn't get a pilgrimage there. You wouldn't get people believing it. And the reason is people don't really believe in God.
If you go to Britain, you certainly wouldn't get politicians saying, "And God bless Britain." Because the population would just laugh, and yet you have God bless America. And they say it with feeling. And you're all supposed to say it with feeling.
We actually wrote a song about it.
Seems to be working.
Getting back to the point. How is the Church of England going to stop the decline of people who have stopped going to church and stopped believing?
What the Church of England, I think, is going to have to do, maybe, is to put television screens up for the football results and the lottery, and maybe pinball machines and
maybe more entertaining
and
for people
in the corner or something. Yeah, I mean, you see, because the Church of England has got this strange position. I mean, it's very integrated with the class system, and it's one of those institutions that historically has been very highly respected. But in recent years, all of those institutions have been diminished in terms of the way people look at them: the judiciary, the monarchy, and the Church of England itself. So the Church of England is really on a downward slope, and I don't know how it's going to be corrected. Basically, because all of these institutions, they've been.
Would it matter? Would it matter to the quality of life over there if it went away?
They've lost the mythology.
Let's say it went away.
The only way that I think that it would increase in popularity is to take a leaf out of the book of all those sort of wacko, alternative, crystal, new age rubbish.
You know, for a long time in the church, in most Christian churches, Catholic, Protestant, whatever, the principal influence was, of course, Jesus Christ, because he was crucified. If you go into a church today in America, the principal influence is the Carpenters. I mean, Karen Carpenter. Right. That all you hear is every single person who lost their job playing the piano at the bar at the Marriott last week now does the religious service in your church. And there's this real strong musical element in all of these churches. I mean, you go in there and they're playing like the average white band type songs, but with these like religious lyrics. And there's this whole early 70s feel to religious churches, which is why I feel that churches must be eliminated immediately.
And
I mean,
overnight.
You just got to get rid of the music. The first thing you do is you got to get rid of the music, and you got to do things like when they have these blessings of animals. So like bring traditional biblical animals like donkeys and dogs and stuff. People bring like Gila monsters. People bring Gila monsters and iguanas and ferrets. You can't. God wouldn't bless those things. You know, it's sacrilege or simony or something.
I just have to say this: for Jews, it's just funny to watch the whole thing unfold, because we just think we've been cold kicking it for 4,000 years, and we don't give a shit what you guys do.
I went to a bar mitzvah a couple of weeks ago.
You know,
and
you don't have to say that like that. I went to a freak show at Coney Island once. You don't have to say it like that. You don't have to. I went to a bar mitzvah. You people are insane. Once again, that's all for tonight. Thanks to Lowry Turner, Felix Dexter, Joe Queenan, and Norm MacDonald. Please bow your heads and God bless America.
And there'll be more burning issues from both sides of the Atlantic in 2 weeks' time.
I'm excited. I'm single.
Get out there and get some new ass. You know what I'm saying? Huh? You done ran the other ass in the ground, right?
I don't want to talk about my wife like that.
You ran that ass in the ground and you're moving on, right?
Well, I didn't run any. We had a nice marriage for 2 years.
No, you ran that ass in the ground.
I don't run people's ass in the ground.
All men do.
It's not a negative thing to run an ass in the ground, that's all.
You ran that shit in the ground like a rental car.
Great clip. Let's see what it is. Marty Funkhauser on Curb Your Enthusiasm. What's happening with Curb Your Enthusiasm? They left for a year to do a movie?
Yeah.
That sounds odd.
I know it is odd, but...
Is that going to work?
I don't know. I hope we come back. I love that show so much, and people love it.
Oh, it's a great show.
How about the Palestinian chicken episode? Was that the greatest?
That was the greatest.
When I'm sitting down there with that hubcap yarmulke on,
yeah,
and she's screaming anti-Semitic shit, and then he comes down like a lord.
While she's having sex.
Yes, and then he comes down and introduces her to me. Yeah. Martin, this is sausage Martin. Oh, right.
And then, of course, Larry
times.
David went on to do his own show.
Yeah.
Now, Larry David goes on, he does Curb Your Enthusiasm, and what do you think of that?
I love it. It's great.
And how is it different than Seinfeld?
Well, it's a whole, he created another place. What sometimes we call the good universe. He's got the good universe. You know, when Larry's show comes on, you're like, yeah, I like this place. I want to be there. It's like the mansion in Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, but I asked you to lunch, so...
You can't just grab the check if someone has the check, Larry. That is absurdly rude.
I asked you to lunch.
No,
this is my pleasure.
No, it's not. It's my pleasure, Larry.
No.
It's my son.
Give me the check, Larry.
Don't you be absurd.
This is Kelsey.
Oh, Kelsey. We just got her 6 months ago. Larry, Kelsey, Larry.
Yeah. Now, Larry, I don't know this, but they say it's improvisational.
Yeah.
So why not just write it out and why just make it up?
Well, when you have Larry on the show, I think this is a great line of questioning.
And don't you think Larry comes in with some jokes in his head? Is it all improvised and from Larry?
Well, I think he knows what the scene's about.
Yeah.
Why it's a funny scene.
Yeah.
And that is 90% of good sitcom writing is, why are we even doing the scene? If you can answer that question with a funny sentence, you're on the right track. If the answer is, well, so he can meet the mother-in-law and then find out, no, that's not funny. But we learned over the years, if you can answer that question, why are they in this bowling alley? What's the reason? It better be something funny. And then the jokes will sit on that. But if it's, well, it'll be funny when, no.
Try to hit me with your pity till I can't trust, but I still push on. Got me changing my ways, trying to fix it. Poison my...
What is your best joke?
I mean, the punchline is
it's all right.
Cunt is in the sink.
It's okay. That's the joke.
That's all I know. That's all I got.
You just wrecked.
4 people are sitting on a park bench.
That's nice.
P.S. Your cunt is in the sink.
Okay, you told your joke. Let's go.
How good is that?
It surprised me. It surprised me. I had no idea it would be that revolting.
The actor who appeared in commercials for many years as the Marlboro Man has died of lung cancer. Asked if he'd contracted the disease by smoking, a spokesperson for the tobacco industry responded by saying, "What's that behind you?" then ran away. The U.S. Tobacco Company has announced that between now and December 31, it will donate a portion of its sales, at least $1 million, to the National Volunteer Fire Council. In return, U.S. Tobacco asked that for the rest of the year, everyone pretend that cigarettes don't cause cancer. According to newly released confidential memos, presidents of the nation's largest tobacco companies decided as early as 1964 that cigarettes should contain increasingly higher and higher levels of nicotine. Asked to comment, a spokesman for the tobacco industry said, "Really, that's interesting," then got plastic surgery and moved to France. A new study funded by tobacco giant Philip Morris claims that the nicotine in cigarettes may actually help prevent Alzheimer's disease. Executives at Philip Morris caution that the study is not conclusive, but just to be safe, everyone on Earth should start smoking. Earlier this year, the Liga Group paid out more than $750 million in a court settlement when it was admitted that its cigarettes are addictive. And this week, the tobacco company unveiled its new warning label. It reads, "Warning, don't try to sue us, we don't have any money left." The FDA has approved a drug used for anti-depression to help people quit smoking cigarettes. Although it should be noted, the drug is crack. So... Richard Thomas of Chicago is taking a novel approach to getting his wife Sally to quit smoking. He is suing her in U.S. District Court, asking a judge to order her to quit. Legal experts say that considering all factors, Mr. Thomas actually has a very good chance of never having sex with his wife again. According to new medical studies, exposure to secondhand smoke dramatically increases a non-smoker's risk of getting heart disease and lung cancer. Jubilant tobacco company executives say the study proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that non-smoking can kill you. That one wasn't very good, but try to laugh anyway, because it helps Farley have a little rest. The most restrictive smoking ban in the nation took effect this week in New York, and already the city has gained over 9,000 pounds. Well, the Learning Annex in New York is offering a new course to teach women how to smoke cigars. The fee to enroll in the class is $100. The fee to watch the class is $200. A new study says that people who quit smoking have healthier lungs. Yet another groundbreaking story from the pages of the medical journal, Duh. A recent consumer poll showed that Hershey is America's favorite company, while Philip Morris is America's least favorite. In the middle, the company that makes chocolate cigarettes. Right in the middle. Postal authorities removed a cigarette from a photo of blues artist Robert Johnson to help dignify the musician in a new stamp they've issued in his honor. This isn't the first time the post office has altered a photograph. In fact, the original photo used on the Elvis stamp was based on this photo. King enjoying a hoagie.
Get off me! Get off me! I'm the real Annie! Get off me, you fat bastard! Get off me, you fat bastard!
Oh, that was fun, wasn't it?
Craig used to be on a show called The Drew Carey Show.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And you did the show right next door. You had the NORM MACDONALD show right next door.
And then I remember you were like, we had trailers, and I'd always be in my trailer. I like to go to my trailer and smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then you'd be in your trailer, and you'd be writing movies, and then directing movies, and then you'd be writing books.
Yeah. It was because I was trying to not smoke.
But people are waylaid by your laid-back image. They don't realize what a furnace of ambition you are.
Hey, that's true. I am. I zig when they zag. That's what it is. Yeah. Listen, it's good. You don't smoke anymore. You look like healthy. You
no, I quit smoking. Yeah, I read that on the side of the thing.
What did you say? It's dangerous?
It can kill you.
No.
Yeah, I realized like I was smoking all the time, and it's like you smoke and you don't even get high. And
well, you can't. They're not mutually exclusive. You can get high and smoke. It's not like you have to make a choice.
No, I'm saying the cigarettes do not.
Get you high.
Yeah.
Well, you can. There's a substance you can put in them though if you want.
Oh yeah, no, I don't do drugs or alcohol.
Neither do I.
You used to be. I thought you were an alcoholic.
Gosh, Norm.
Tom has drank for as long as I've known him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I drink, yeah. I'm starting to smoke, too.
You've started smoking?
I'm starting now. I'm just starting.
It's harder than you think. You should probably start with a patch.
Yeah. No, I actually started with the e-cigarettes.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I was smoking those for the last couple of months.
I think you actually were.
Yeah, and then gradually built up sort of an addiction to the nicotine.
So you work backwards.
But, yeah.
Do you think we stop saying N-rig, which means, you know, or N-rich, or nigger-rich, or nigger-rig, which were terms that some people are going, were they terms? Because, well, it's a fine. Or do you think we just shouldn't use people?
What'd they say when you, hey, stop with that joint there, you're getting spit on it.
So, no, hold on a second. So most people would say that we stopped those things because it was egregious.
Yes.
I know what I'm saying.
You know, I know.
And so you have to say, so if the
you know, all afternoon, as we do this, you've been playing on and off with a cigarette. Do you smoke?
I quit smoking a year ago.
Good for you.
Thank you. You quit smoking.
Yeah.
And you, when you smoked at the Tomorrow Show,
we puffed. We didn't smoke. We puffed.
You probably caused many children to start smoking.
So you hold a cigarette and you never light it?
Yes, it helps me. I have an oral fixation, the doctors tell me. That never... I'm like Beretta.
Are you doing this to be a funny thing, or do you really have to kind of
I'm doing
feel
it. No, I feel that I have an oral fixation. You know about that.
I don't have that, by the way.
If it's
I don't
not
like
this, I go straight. You don't like sucking cock?
I don't like sucking cock. I mean, I have done it.
Yeah, I wouldn't like it. You know why I wouldn't like it?
Why?
Aren't those animals, like, inside the cum? Like, I remember...
The sperm, you mean?
Yeah. So to me, like, it's a bunch of animals and stuff.
Take me on a journey. Take me far away from this life. I'd leave it in a hurry. Let's run away before morning light. You
Okay, since nicotine is such an addictive drug, do you think someday you'll have to have a prescription to buy a pack of cigarettes?
Well, you know, they always bring up the Constitution and talk about how we should still have the right to a militia and all that. But let's face facts, this country was built on tobacco growers. So, you know, if you're going to start changing, if you're not going to change one thing because it comes from way back then, you can't change this either. There are farmers out there who make a living. Tobacco is one of the crops that got this country going. So, no, I don't think they'll ever make it illegal.
Yeah, no, they shouldn't make it illegal. I know.
I think Norm's backing me up on that. What motivated you to quit?
Well, I guess, you know, I read this thing about how it was like a phallic symbol, and my doctor went in, he said, you probably have an oral fixation, which, you know what that means. Let's not kid ourselves, right? So, that's why I always smoke, like, cigarettes instead of cigars, because if I'm going to have I like a little white thin cock, you know?
Are we back to cocks again, huh? I go away to Ohio, Middletown, the center of the universe, to take a nice clean call, and then I space out. I'm thinking, I can't listen to Norm for a second. I got to get a time cue here. I come back, and you're talking about having a thin white cock in your...
I don't have a thin white cock. In my cock, you mean?
No.
In my mouth. No, you misunderstand. What I'm saying is this. I'm just saying
don't make the mistake of thinking I fucking listen to you.
I just want to make it clear about that cock thing. I was just saying, if I ever was gay, if they, like, suddenly made it mandatory or something, then I would choose the smallest cock, and I would like a guy that came fast. I don't know. I thought the subject was cock.
No, cocks is next week.
I'm sorry. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Norm MacDonald, ladies and gentlemen.
Also, we've asked Norm MacDonald. I'm doing the Jimmy Kimmel Show on Wednesday night, and I have not boldly at all, I have total confidence. I will open my set on the Jimmy Kimmel Live show on Wednesday night, December 3rd, with the joke that Norm MacDonald will write during this podcast. The only parameters, and it doesn't have to be this, but I'd like it to be about airport security, how intense it's gotten. Anything jump off?
What is because I've heard that it's more intense or something.
Well, the pat downs.
I need more information.
The pat downs are a little bit more invasive. People are saying that their genitals are being touched. One woman had to remove her fake breast. She had like a breast.
Well, what happened is the new scanners, some people are it's not just the metal detector, it's a scanner, and it's sometimes depicts you in an embarrassing way. So more people are rejecting the scanner.
In other words, they can see you like with X-ray vision. They can see your body
So
naked.
now if you reject the scanner, which you're entitled to, you get a pat down, but the pat down is pretty thorough. And some people are saying, you can pat me down, just not, on my privates.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, no deal.
So the airlines are saying, well, you made a choice to fly, and with that choice comes what some people consider to be overstepping. Norm, let's update us. What do you got for me? Opening joke, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Wednesday night. We're looking for
what's going on?
Pat him down at the airport joke. Yeah. Now, again, no pressure. We've got another 12 minutes or so until this podcast is over.
Hey, do they ever do that thing where, isn't there somewhere they check your ass?
Yeah, it's a probe. Anal probe.
Do they do that at the airport? What?
That's a bad attempt. That's a bad attempt at a joke.
Mike, why don't you just say it, Mike?
Gibbons
you don't want your fucking fingerprints on it?
He's an artist. No,
the TSA might think I keep my weapons between my festive testicles and what the fuck?
My anus.
And my anus.
Hey, what are you, in third grade? That's the stupidest joke I've ever heard. No wonder you handed it to him.
He didn't read the punchline.
What's the punchline?
Can I start from the beginning?
You know, you can't.
No, but what if I thought of something?
I'm trying to keep this ABC safe. It's the Disney.
Okay.
All right. TSA might think I keep my weapons between my testicles and my anus, but they'd be right. How about...
You're going meta on meta.
You should go, TSA should know. I doubt they'll find anything on me because I keep all my weapons near my male G-spot. Give them that warning.
You want to open with that?
I love it.
If they're not on board for that,
what's a good
I
TSA
walk.
joke?
You know what? If they don't laugh at that, I give them the finger. I walk off Jimmy Kimmel's stage.
I think working male G-spot into a joke is fairly new ground. I think it's kind of funny.
I want to go old ground on the first joke. I want something people can actually laugh at.
Listen, man, don't they put your fingers? Don't they put their fingers in your ass?
That's old school.
I've read that. I've heard about that.
They can put their fingers in your ass. Yeah.
Can
no,
they?
not fingers. One.
All right. Can you say that in a clean way?
Yeah, anal probe. They can do an anal probe.
Yeah.
Digit.
So can you say? Can you work? Can you? You know, I can just give you the. I can just give you the raw ingredients of a joke.
Give me the Garofalo.
I'll give you a tablet. Okay, so it's maybe they combine it somehow and check your prostate at the same time.
That's not. I see where you're going with it. So maybe it's like,
wait,
I flew.
Did I not just say male G-spot?
Yeah,
That's what it is.
No,
Shut
but
up,
this way
Mike.
it's like a health service. It's
I like it. So I just flew in from New York, and good news is
there you go.
I'm not carrying any loaded weapons. The bad news is
I have
6 months to live.
to live.
It needs more
Well,
explaining.
it needs more explaining though.
The
Raw
good news
ingredients.
I had a digital exam.
They give me a digital exam at John F. Kennedy Airport.
Good news is I'm not a heroin mule. Bad news is I'm not a heroin mule.
So I just flew in from JFK, and man, I don't know how else to say this.
Is my prostate tired?
That could work.
Maybe.
Just flew in from John F. Kennedy
It's a
Airport.
little
And boy is my
The screening is crazy at these airports.
Cavity?
I just flew in from JFK, and boy is my prostate tired. There you go.
Yeah, I
Boy,
think that's
is
a word.
my cavity. Yeah. It's a little leap.
I just flew in from John F. Kennedy Airport and flew in with my mother, and I had no idea she had such full round breasts.
Boy, is the security guard's finger tired. I don't know.
I just flew in from just got into the airport. I'm not saying that the exam was intense, but tomorrow night I'm meeting the guy's mother. I just flew in. They gave me an exam that was so intense. The good news, that hemorrhoid's gone.
The bad news is I have an impacted molar.
Now that's intense. That's deep.
Boy, is the TSA guy's arm tired. That's close. It's a tough TSA. It's tricky.
No, it's not. This is easy.
Is it?
Just flew in. Flight was on time. I can tell because the guy screening me's watch is up my ass.
That's a great one.
There we go. Okay, done. I'm glad I had you write a joke for me, Norm
Were
MacDonald.
you just sitting on that the whole time?
No, I just thought of that.
That's
Know that in this day, nobody's gonna change. You won't ever leave. On my mind again, I'm still not tired of it. Can make you want me. And I might act okay, say things will stay the same. Say them all out.
Okay, cool, man.
You're the kind of guy that likes games. Here's
Yeah, I love
a game that I thought of today. It's called Talk Your Way Out of It. I'm going to give you a situation that you're stuck in, and you're going to need to talk your way out of it somehow.
Okay.
You meet a beautiful woman. She wants to have sex with you, but she wants you to wear an afro wig. And while you're having sex with her, she's screaming racist shit at you. And then her neighbor opens the door and comes in. He's a black guy, and he's got a baseball bat.
All right, so I agree to do it.
Oh yeah,
Is that
you
what
want to
you're
have
saying?
sex with her, so
I'm
you're
doing it.
You're willing to wear the black African wig,
So
and
I'm-
she's screaming horrible racist stuff. The guy walks in, he's black, and he's got a baseball bat. He's
But
very
wait,
angry.
he walks in coito, like while we're doing it.
Yeah, her door wasn't fully locked, and the yelling was so loud. He could hear you guys from next apartment. He could
yeah.
hear her yelling the N-word and
I see.
fuck me. And
I got you.
And so
And
he
how do I talk? You want me to
now
talk my
you
way out of
gotta
it?
you gotta talk to the black gentleman who's got the
Okay.
baseball bat and talk your way out of this situation.
Okay. Hey, bro, let's kill this honky bitch.
So you just commit to black. You just go.
Yeah,
I'm
go.
with you.
Come on, man, you and me, jive turkey.
And that was Talk Your Way Out of It with Norm MacDonald.
Normie. He is very funny, very Jimmy Stewart-like almost in his.
Oh, tall,
like a
blue
delivery.
eyes.
He's
hair.
very handsome.
Yeah,
Handsome.
and he's got a really
Very.
nice.
Is he available?
Norm, you have everything. From the outside, you're hilarious. You are a good-looking guy. You're famous. You have beautiful blue eyes. You're Norm MacDonald.
That was an amazing experience watching Russell Brand and Norm MacDonald because, in my opinion, I think you and I are kind of together on this, two of the most beautiful human beings, comedically, aesthetically, just to look at. Like, you just look at Norm, you kind of can't stop looking at him. Like, people go like, hey, Norm, but like, nah, if you look at Norm MacDonald, if I just showed you a photo of Norm MacDonald, you know who he was, and I'm like, oh, you don't remember this guy from the Cary Grant movies? You wouldn't go like, no, what? Like, he's gorgeous.
No, but girls like me sometimes.
Yeah, well, you're very twinkly and warm and affable, and you've got an innocence about you. People will love that.
I don't work out. I'm a weak man. You know that, Dennis.
Well, listen, you and I were on the Mount Olympus of weakness.
And not just physically.
No, in every way.
In every single way. So I told the guy that, and he said he couldn't do anything except for the physical part. But I don't know if he was the best trainer anyway. He was smoking a butt the whole time.
No, that's not good.
That's just a joke. He was a big guy. And but I told him, I said, look, I don't want be big like you. You know, I don't want veins. I have no use for that in my arms, you know, or abs. I don't want abs. I don't even know quite what they are. All I know is they were invented around the 80s. And I don't even know what you do when you get them. You know what I mean? Because you got to wear a shirt. You know. You just go to work and go, hey, you want to see these things on my belly? Everybody's like, no. But so I told the guy, I said, I'm here for one reason only. I want to have one hot ass.
Norm, was this, that's a little Paul Newman going on down there, right?
You were
more like,
handsome,
yeah, you were handsome.
Huh?
What the happened? Anyway, no, I did Weekend
Have
Update.
you seen Paul Newman lately?
You do look better.
Know that in this day, nobody's gonna change. You won't ever leave. On my mind again, I'm still not tired of it. Can make you want me. And I might act okay, say things will stay the same. Say them all out.
Look at those shoulders. Strong back. You got a beautiful ass. Yeah. No, I wouldn't mind a piece of that.
I envy you because you have, obviously, you're a more enlightened person. See, I think of sex as a shameful, filthy act.
Catholic, are you?
No.
Oh, where have you picked this up?
I grew up that way, and
On the farm, watching animals doing it in rural Canada.
Sow.
A moose being
Sow.
ransacked against
Sow.
some timber.
Sow.
Sow, a sow.
Sow.
They, listen.
We were pig farmers.
They're not gracious creatures when it comes to conjugal matters. I've recently had an
Worst
interaction.
oral sex you could imagine.
Horrible gums, sort of yellowing molars. I would never engage in sex with anything porcine. I see once, I went round a friend's house, they had a pig, they thought it was an angle. I go, it's like, they goes, oh, the pig's coming out, and I could hear it. So this sort of desperate respiratory announcements preceded its arrival. It come out, blind it was, shuffled out at me, and they went, with a pig, and you'll know this being from the world of pig farming, they said never take a step back once that pig comes out, otherwise the pig owns the hierarchical status between the two of you. In fact, take a step towards the pig. Never did I deny my nature more, I'm a vegetarian, than stepping towards this unholy looking creature.
It is.
I did it anyway.
It is an unholy creature, for God's sakes. Jesus threw the demons in them and let them go over the cliff.
Jesus thought that they were simply a receptacle for demons. And then even then, get them over a cliff. It wasn't like let them live in the barnyard full of demons. Got rid of them, executed them. So for me, I got no, like as a vegetarian, I love all of the animals, but pigs.
I will tell you my idea about vegetarian. First of all, let me say, I once saw a video, and I don't search out these videos, but you know when guys show them to you, they go, you'll want to see this, and you're like, Jesus. And then there's no one seeing it, you know. But it was a guy having, it was a pig having sex with a lady.
I've seen that.
And
they have prehensile penises, don't they? They do. Like corkscrews. It's like their penis is its own independent entity trying to get away from the pig, which all of us can identify with. Ghastly little
But I felt sorry for the pig because here's the pig having sex with a beautiful woman, then they throw him back in the sty, you know. You know what I'm saying?
It's like a cruel thing to do. It's like the midpoint of trading places. It's a very unfair thing to do that. Yeah.
During the break, he's become even more funny and famous. Now, you recently gave a speech at the University of Iowa, and I'm told that 80% of the audience walked out. What could you possibly have said to them to make 80% of them walk out?
Well, it wasn't a speech. It was like some stand-up.
Yeah, well, what did you say to them?
I was just talking, like I don't have my stand-up act. I just talk about whatever I'm thinking about lately.
So
But
what'd you say
at the
to
time, it was about having sex with animals. But it wasn't like weird. It was like I'm not in favor. I'm not in favor of it. But I was just talking about it because I thought it was odd. Like they have a word for it, bestiality, and nobody I know has ever done it. Nobody I know, you know what I mean? I've never known anybody that's ever known anybody that's ever had sex with animals. But a lot of people are having sex with animals on account of they got that word, bestiality. It's in the dictionary. It ain't easy to get a word in the dictionary.
So somebody's doing it.
Somebody's got to be going, hey, man, even if some animals, hey, we got to come up with a word, whatever. So I can't remember what joke, but it was some joke about, like, I said, I feel sorry for the animal because, you know, they get to have sex with a super hot lady, and then the next day they bring him back to another pig. You know, because the pig initially, he was having sex with another pig. He didn't know. He was, hey, this is a nice looking thing. But then they go, you know. And then I also said I feel sorry for. Imagine if you watch one of those video, you know, of a guy, a pig having sex with a woman, and then you recognize that, hey, isn't that woman that wouldn't go out with me? It was just a harmless joke.
Yeah,
Ralph Bellamy would be.
Well, but I think that let's save our sympathy here for the female because, you know, in a way, where do you go get yourself to look at that thing and think, oh, we'll put that into my mouth? I mean, I wouldn't eat it if it had been cooked. So live, writhing, and about to dispense sperm.
And come to think of it, I got addicted to you. Oh, no, no, no.
But a human being, I think anything that you do
But
sexually...
what do you think is wronger?
Wrong in...
More wrong. What do you think is more wrong? Having sex with a child, human being, or an adult pig?
Like, you've got to do one. That's the
You got to
options.
do one, yeah. You're on a deserted island.
It's not me, it's some hypothetical
You're
person.
on a deserted
I, Russell
island
Brand,
with a
am
single tree.
elevated. It's
You're
not
on a-
me, it's this person called Doug.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Doug
exactly.
is on this island.
Doug is on a deserted
Doug
island.
probably went there because he likes both of these options.
Yeah.
He swam there. What? There's an island with a pig and a kid. How do I get there? Swam there with an erection. Used his penis like a killer whale tail, lashing his way to the island.
How old are you?
Well, hold on a minute. That's non sequitur.
What kind of erection do you have?
Hold on a second. Mine's marvelous. But let's say
Because mine is bendy.
I do it with look. I won't have sex with a child because I think the pig may not be as bothered as a child. I think it could have huge psychological impact on the child. So out of compassion, I would advise Doug to do it with the pig and to leave the child alone because of the potential psychological impact. Even though the child's on a bloody island anyway, that's going to mess him up, all that Robinson Crusoe crap. But
Sometimes you'd see guys, like I knew this guy, I don't know if have you ever met a guy who's like, you don't even understand it, but just gets women all the time, and it's like very mysterious.
Yeah.
Like, but like I know this one guy literally got a different woman every night. I'm not even exaggerating. I asked him what his secret was. He said he was a serial rapist.
So for him, it was
I
just
don't think that counts.
perfect.
Who's Michelle Greppy?
Yeah, you got a bad review in the paper by Michelle Greppy. She hates you.
Yeah.
What'd she say?
But the
Tell
New
me
York
something.
Times loves me. But Michelle Greppy hates me.
What's something Michelle said?
She says, all the charm of a date rapist. But a date rapist has to have charm, right? That's true. A date rapist has to have a lot of charm, right?
I would imagine so.
Real rapists don't, but date rapists.
They have to have enough charm to get you on a date.
They gotta get you on a date, exactly. He took your punchline.
Dream date with Norm. Who wants a dream date with Norm? Why sit home alone? Just pick up the phone. For your dream date with Norm.
Call 1-877-WIN-NORM by November 3rd and leave a message telling Norm what you'd do on your dream date. Grand prize winner will be flown to L.A. 1,000 first prize winners receive a CD of Norm's favorite love songs. Sponsored in part by AT&T. Warning, when Norm comes to your house, he will look nothing like this. Do not operate Norm while intoxicated. The producers are not responsible for Norm's behavior.
A Boston.
But a guy was just telling me, hey, listen, Bill Cosby, first of all, is my hero ever since I was a kid, because I always wanted to be like him, and I got his albums, tried to emulate him, but I didn't like his stand-up, but I like the way he was as a man. Because this was before, they didn't say he was a rapist on the fucking liner notes of the albums, you know? That's what my buddy said. He said, the worst part about Cosby was he was a hypocrite. And I said, I don't think that was the worst part. To me, the worst part was the raping. Way up high. And then the second would be the drugging. And then the third would be the scheming. But anyways, hypocrisy would be way fucking down the line, you know, like on the 4th page or some shit. Like, I'm no expert, but I think probably most rapists are hypocrites. You know what I mean? You don't meet a lot of guys who go, I like to rape, I don't give a fuck. I know it's not a politically correct thing to say, but I like raping. Go, God damn, at least he's not a hypocrite. That's the worst. That's the worst part of it. But he, imagine you're a girl. Some of you will be easier. No, imagine you're a girl, you're in a gift shop in Vegas or some shit, go, I'm going to buy this snow globe for my, it's the most famous guy ever, Cosby, you know, and Cosby's there, and he's like, you want to go to my room? It's the biggest room ever. And so you go, yeah, of course I want to go to your room. Biggest star ever, biggest room ever, what the fuck? You don't have to be a girl, you fucking go. And then you go up, and then you're like, fuck, look at this. I've never seen, and he's like, you want a glass of water? You go, yes, that would be nice. And then you go, why is it purple? Why is it fizzing? Like in a monster movie. Just drink it, it's famous people water. And everything goes fucking crazy and shit. And they come out of it, they're like, what the fuck? I was just in the gift shop. What's that? Cosby cock? I can swear that's a Cosby cock. That's impossible. A Cosby cock? Why would there be a Cosby cock in my face? Wait a second, I remember. I'll call for help. Hypocrisy! A man committed hypocrisy on me in room 10304-204. There's too many numbers in the hotel room. God damn. Cosby. But when you think about that show, people go hypocrite and shit. But in a way, when you think about the show he had a regular fucking life. But then what was his job? He looked in women's pussies and stuff. And you never saw it. They never showed you that part. So in a way, maybe he wasn't a hypocrite.
We went and saw him.
You know, I had maybe the greatest Bill Cosby story ever.
Really?
And now it's not in the top 10,000. Because I'll tell people the story.
Right.
And I'll constantly be interrupted by, and then did he rape you? I'm like, he didn't ever rape me. It had nothing to do with the story. It's like one of those little things. You know when people do like real bad things and then they add on a little thing? It happens a lot in crime and shit. Like I remember, I'm just swearing because I can. Like crime, fuck it, shit. But sometimes a guy will commit a heinous crime, then they'll add like some fucking like I remember Richard Speck. You know, some of you are old enough to remember this guy. He busted into a house full of nurses, raped and killed 9 nurses. He was charged with 8 counts of rape, 8 counts of murder, 1 count of breaking and entering. So the whole defense became, I tell you, that door was a little bit open. You could have jimmied that open. We're going to take pictures of it and show it to the jury. Blow them up. Then the judge is like, all right, fuck that one. Because judges are wise, like owls. So the judge knows he doesn't want the guy, 8 counts guilty, 8 counts guilty. And on the case of breaking and entering, innocent. And then he's like, hey, what did I tell you, everybody? Waving at people with his orange thing. I had a black guy open for me, and I got him into the hotel.
No way.
Nice guy, Vince Champ. His name was Vince Champ.
Oh, no.
I don't know whatever happened to that fella. But a nice man.
Arrested for rape.
He knows. He knows. And he's not making fun of rape.
It's like that comedian that would rape people at comedy club. No, in colleges.
Yes, Vince Champ.
They always said his great gimmick was that people would think who did it, and they never, because he'd go on to another town and another college, but when people say, what about the comic?
Yeah. Maybe the worst gimmick a comic ever had. Why is there an app for everything except how to rape a baby?
Jesus.
One of the most popular documentaries on Netflix. One of the most popular documentaries on Netflix is Jiro
Dreams of Sushi?
Jiro Dreams of Sushi.
I've seen that. That's very good.
That's
you
a
have?
fantastic documentary.
One of the least popular documentaries, Jiro Shiro Nightmares of Asteroid.
Oh, yeah.
That
unwatchable.
I actually did. I liked it. The DVD commentary.
This is not topical. It's just about. It's as if it's as if it's about your life. You know.
How come none of my friends ever have a dungeon? Instead, they all just have rape dungeons. So it's not a regular dungeon, is what you're saying.
Dungeon.
Thanks for again. It's the bus. I've never been thrown under an entire Trailways fleet.
Why did the moron throw the clock out the window?
Why?
Because it reminded him of Richard Clock, the man convicted of knife raping his wife. Good God Almighty!
You know,
Jesus.
It used to be all right.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that one was coming.
Wait, I have a question. So you guys are two very funny females, but when you post videos on the internet, sometimes being a female is a little bit different than if I was to post a video on the internet. What's that like for you two?
Sometimes. We've been called certain things
How
many
do you
times.
deal with that stuff?
I think I'm numb to it now. We've been called everything so many times. I can't even.
In the beginning,
take
it was like,
anymore.
oh my God, I can't believe this. We should just stop doing this. And then now we just don't read the comments and keep doing it.
Yeah.
I think that's the right
I think
way to
the
do it.
last
Oh, are
comment
you guys,
I read
are
was
you
the
guys
guy-
talking about Barfy Man 362?
Exactly.
Is that you?
No, that's that motherfucker. I don't even want to give him attention, but you know, listen, you know, saying those kind of things about me.
Talk to him. Talk to him right now. Talk to Barf.
Listen, Barfy Man 362. No, you cannot rape my mother with a knife.
Now it's official.
Yeah, that's the kind of comment we didn't want to read anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of sandwich makers. Bitches, go make me a sandwich.
Those ones bother me less than the knife.
Oh yeah, the raping
mother
ones
stuff.
are worse.
Yeah, you don't want to be raped with a knife.
I'll gladly make
I
a
would
sandwich.
much rather be raped with something else.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever they call crazy. I mean, you wouldn't want to get like a guy like Jeffrey Dahmer or something like that. I mean, you wouldn't want anybody who might eat you at lunchtime, you know, but that was his name, right? Jeffrey
Yeah,
Dahmer?
absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, got killed by a broomstick raped to death.
Really? That's
They say
smart.
it's one of the worst ways to go.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. On the list of the 1,000 ways. Yeah,
They say drowning is very peaceful.
Right.
Broomstick rape.
Not good.